Hi Math 8, this is our video to review geometry vocabulary words that we may have forgotten, but that we need to proceed in this particular unit. The first word is similar, okay? Or let me go to the next one. Sorry. Similar, same shape, but not the same size. Same shape, but not the same size. Okay, so you could have two right triangles. They are similar, they're proportionate. Similar means that they are proportionate, but they are not the same size. They're proportionate, but not the same size. Same shape, but not same size. Congruent is same shape and same size. So they're twins. Okay, I could have did a better job about making twins here. This side is the same as this side. This side is the same as this side. This side is the same as this side. They are twins. Line continues without end in opposite directions. This is a line by definition. It continues without end. I'm going to label the line AB. So when you name a line, you can name it as line AB or line BA. Okay. A line segment is a part of a line. It's part of a line. It has two endpoints. This is a line segment. You can label this AB. Okay, and when you name it, again, you can name it line AB or you can name it line BA. Okay. Array has one endpoint and continues without end in the opposite direction. Okay, so this is what array looks like. Has one endpoint, continues without end in the opposite direction. So this could be AB, right? And when you name it, the arrow is pointing towards the B. So you could have like this. This could be ray AB, or the arrow is going this way. This could be BA. Make sure the arrow is going in the right direction, okay, when you name it. An angle has two rays that share the same endpoint. So look, when you have two rays that share the same, this is a ray and this is a separate ray. It's two rays that come together that share that same endpoint. So this could be C, D, E, okay? C, D, E. So when you name it, you can name it as angle C, D, oops, put the angle symbol. The angle symbol looks like this, has a little flat line, and you label it as C, D has to be in the middle, and E, or you could name it as, put the E over here and C over here. It could go this way, or it could go this way, all right? Okay, or you can just say angle D, okay? Vertex, the point in which two rays meet. So when you have an angle, this point right here is called the vertex. That's that point where those two rays come together. That's the vertex. Okay? Complementary angles are two angles whose measure add up to 90 degrees. 90 degrees. I don't know what that was. Two angles whose sum, I should have said sum, is 90 degrees. Okay. Uh, ooh. So let's do two complementary angles. So we have one angle. Sorry. This is 45, this is 45. 45 plus 45 is 90. Okay? Two angles um, whose sum measures 180 degrees. Okay, so straight angle. Got one angle here is 30, and this angle right here would be 150. 150 plus 30 is 180. Remember, a straight line is 180 degrees. Vertical angles, okay, vertical angles are angles that they're diagonal from each other, and they are also congruent. That means they have the same measure. So this is angle A, B, C, D. Angle A and C are vertical. Okay, they are congruent. Angle A is vertical to angle C. They are congruent. So if this over here is 90 degrees, or you can say 80. If this is 80 degrees over here, then this is 80 degrees over here. B and D are also vertical. So this is 100 here, then this is also 100 here. So the measurement of angle B is congruent to the measurement of angle D. Okay? These angles are vertical, these angles are vertical. Skew lines are lines that are on different planes, but they never cross each other, okay? So you have two flat surfaces. You might have a flat surface here with a line going like this, and you might have another flat surface with a line going this way. Because the lines are on two different flat surfaces, they're never going to cross each other because they're on two different planes. So skew lines, or these lines right here, are skew because they're on two separate planes, and they're never going to cross each other because they're on two separate planes. If they were on the same plane, they would cross. Parallel lines are lines that are on the same plane, they're on the same flat surface, and they never cross each other. They never cross. So this is an example of parallel lines. They're never going to cross each other. Okay. Intersecting lines are lines that cross each other. They actually cross each other. Okay. Just lines that cross each other. They intersect. Perpendicular lines are lines that cross each other to form four right angles. Okay, so they cross each other. Can be this way, one could go this way, and one could go this way. But they form four 90-degree angles. Okay, this is 90, 90, 90, 90. This is perpendicular because they intersect each other, but they also form four right angles. Adjacent angles are angles that are side by side. Okay, they're right beside each other. Like these two angles right here, A and B, are right beside each other. They are adjacent. My room is adjacent to Mr. Havisat's room. We share the same wall. See how A and B share the same wall? They are adjacent. They're side by side. Corresponding angles are angles that are in similar positions, and they are also congruent. Okay, so suppose I'm going to have these are my two parallel lines here. And this is a transversal line that cuts a pair of parallel lines. All right, so this is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right, so angle 1, if I look at these four angles and look at these four angles, 1 and 5 are in the same position. They are corresponding. They're both in the top left corner. 1 and 6 correspond. So we got the measurement of angle 1 is congruent to the measurement of angle 5. Why? Because they correspond. 1 and 5 correspond. Then 2 and 6 correspond. Then 3 and 7 correspond. then 4 and 8 correspond. These angles are congruent. So if this was 75, then 7 would be 75, and so on and so forth. They are corresponding angles. Right. Transversal line is a line that cuts a pair of parallel lines. Okay, it's a pair of parallel lines. All right, so if I have two parallel lines, these are parallel, they never touch each other. The line that cuts the pair of parallel lines, this line right here is called the transversal. Okay. Interior, sorry. Interior angles are angles that are on the inside of the parallel lines or shape. Inside of lines. They're on the inside of lines or shape, okay? So interior angles here would be these angles right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The angles that are on the inside of the parallel lines. Or in a shape, it would be 1, 2, 3. So it's angles that are on the inside. I should say inside. Sorry. Exterior angles are angles that are on the outside. Angles that are on the outside. So if I have, again, these are the angles on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. These angles right here are exterior because they're on the outside of the lines. A shape, this angle right here is on the outside. Even if I had one over here, these are on the outside. Those are exterior angles, angles that are on the outside. Alternate interior angles, alternate meaning on opposite ends. So have those same parallel lines. The alternate interior angles would be 1 and 2. These two angles right here are alternate interior. Okay. I got to say inside of parallel lines, cut by transversal. Okay, and they're also on opposite ends. Opposite ends. Okay, they're on opposite ends also. So 1 and 2, the measurement of angle 1 is congruent to the measurement of angle 2 because they are inside and on opposite ends. They're alternate interior angles. Then we got this angle, 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are alternate interior angles. They are also congruent. So if this is 50 degrees, then this would be 50 degrees. If this was 130, then this would be 130, okay? So these are alternate interior angles. These are alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay? Alternate exterior angles are angles that are on the outside of parallel lines cut by transversal. And they are on opposite ends also. They are congruent. They are congruent. Okay? So again, you got these two parallel lines cut by transversal. And the alternate exterior would be this one. 1 here, 2 here. You see how they're on opposite ends? So the measurement of angle 1 is congruent to the measurement of angle 2. These two right here, because they are exterior and on opposite ends. This angle and this angle. Then it's 3 and 4. These two angles. So the measurement of angle 3 is congruent to the measurement of angle 4. They're on the outside and on opposite ends of those lines, okay? Parallel lines. Acute angles. Acute, like a cute little baby. Small. Acute is small. Acute angles are less than 90 degrees. Okay, so angle that's less than 90 degrees, any angle that's less than 90 degrees. This angle is 40 degrees. It's acute. Smaller than 90 degrees, it's acute angle. Okay, obtuse angle are angles that are greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So this would be an obtuse angle, maybe 120 degrees. That's obtuse. It's smaller than 180. It's smaller than a straight angle, but it's greater than a 90-degree angle. Right angle are angles that are exactly 90 degrees. Okay? So it has to be not 98.2, but exactly 90 or 90, I'm sorry, 89.2 is what I meant to say. But it's exactly 90 degrees. Okay? Acute triangle. Okay? Acute again means small. Okay? So we have an acute triangle, all the angles are less than 90 degrees. So every single angle in the triangle is less than a 90-degree angle. That's an acute angle. That's acute triangle. Obtuse is when one of the angles is obtuse. Okay? This angle right here is obtuse, so this makes this an obtuse triangle. A right angle is when one has one right angle, one 90-degree angle. Okay? This is a right triangle because there's one 90-degree angle here. That box is an indication that's a 90 degrees. Isosceles triangle is where two of the sides are the same measurement. Okay, where two of the sides are congruent. So when those side lengths, two of those side lengths are the same measure, this is an isosceles triangle. So in an isosceles triangle, these two angles right here are also congruent. Okay, so this angle is congruent to this angle. Okay, all right. Which most of the time this is going to be 45. This sometimes 45, 45, and then 90 sometimes, but in this one it's not. But these two angles are the same measure in an isosceles. Scalene, or I should say, two opposite angles are congruent. A scalene triangle is a triangle where none of the sides are congruent. So all of the sides have different measurements. Okay. This has a different measurement from this, which has a different measurement for this. Okay. They all have different measurements. That's a scalene triangle. Equilateral triangles where all the sides are congruent. All the sides are the same measurement. That's what makes it an equilateral triangle. Okay? This side is congruent to this side, which is congruent to this. All the sides are congruent. Consecutive linear pairs, okay, are pairs of angles on one side of the line, or let's see. That are on one side of the line. So parallel line, I should say one side of the parallel line. This would be these two angles right here, 1 and 2, are consecutive interior angles. 3 and 4 are consecutive interior angles. They're not congruent to each other, but they are supplementary. 1 and 2 are supplementary. When you add these two angles together, they're going to equal 180. 3 and 4 are going to equal 180. Okay, so they're on one side of that line. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. They are consecutive, back to back angles, side by side. Well, they're not really side by side, but they're on one side of the line. Okay. All right, y'all. Make sure that you can pause, you can rewind. But this is your video for vocabulary. Have a good day. Bye.